jump on live. So we'll record that for people who want to watch later. I asked Jessie to do a call. Gosh, Jessie, you've been a coach a little over 2 years, right?
Yeah, January will be 3 years.
Okay, so Jessie, for those who don't know the backstory, Jessie and I met on Facebook. She saw, Jessie, were you following me first before you saw my ad? I don't even know.
Yes, I used to follow your fitness page just for fitness.
So she was following me, and she always says, when I saw that Tiffany posted that she ate pizza, and what else was I eating? Probably cookies.
Oreos.
Oh, Oreos. Yeah, I should have known that. Oreos used to be my vice. And she was like, I could do what she does because she eats pizza and Oreos. So she signed up as a coach. She kind of hit the ground running. As far as like a coach that signs up that's like, tell me what to do and I'll do it, Jessie was that human. Was followed directions, was very like responsive to training and me spending some time with her, and just kind of like a sponge where she would soak in everything and do it. And then you got pregnant. Did you get pregnant first, or did Will lose his job first?
Will lost his job first.
Okay, so the reason I asked her to jump on here is I watched Jessie go through this kind of harder time a little while into the business, and then her husband lost his job, and then she got pregnant. Like I remember when she told me she was pregnant, it was like shocking, like not planned. Yeah, like not planned at all. And she's learned a ton along the way, and just in the last couple of months has kind of come out of her figuring out how to make the business work and how to be back to herself, even through a lot of difficult situations. And so I asked her to jump on and share her story and be really real and vulnerable and sharing her heart, because I really feel like it's relatable. And a lot of us get in that position where we feel like it's too late, or we can't do this anymore. My time has come and went. My chance is gone. I didn't do anything. We all have like those things in our head that we tell ourselves that we can't be successful because of X, Y, and Z, or because of, these reasons, or you're not this person, whatever. We all have those things. And so I felt like she was the perfect person to do a call on this topic of when you feel like your life maybe is falling apart, or your business is falling apart. Maybe it's not what it seems. It hasn't grown as fast as you want it to. And she's the perfect person. So I asked her to jump on tonight. So I'm going to mute myself and let her go.
Okay, well, thanks for the introduction, and thanks you guys for taking time tonight to come and listen to me, because I know that speaks a lot, especially for mamas. So I'm going to try to keep it quick. I know I was late. Sorry. So pretty much Tiffany kind of just gave my backstory a little bit and how I became a coach. And when I became a coach, for those of you that don't know, I had just ran up a ton of debt on a credit card trying to keep a boutique alive. And we literally did not have the money to pay the bill on it. So I had to, can y'all hear me?
Y'all,
I'm sorry. Can y'all hear me?
Okay, so I can see you on one, and then I see your dog on the other one. And I did hear you, and then you stopped. Talk now.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Am I back? Sorry. I was like, just to talk and everyone froze on me.
Oh, yeah, you weren't frozen for me, at least.
We can see you, and we can see your dog.
I know. Like literally your dog has like a separate camera on it, and we can see like us. Can you guys see the screen of the dog?
Yeah.
easy if you keep both of them on. Just like they'll feed off of each other and like it'll go in and out. So make sure. So I would just stay on.
It's turned off. I can't see the
Yeah,
dog.
I can only see one now. So you should be good, Jess.
Okay. I'm on my phone, so my computer kept freezing up. So that's probably why. Can y'all hear me though? Because I can't see y'all.
Yes.
Okay. Well, if y'all can't, someone just send me a text message, and I'm just gonna roll with it. Anyways, I apologize. So this is perfect, huh? So this is pretty much my life. One chaotic event after the other. And I have literally planned for this call all day. And this is what happens 5 minutes before the call. So, and it sums up my business perfectly. But yes, for the most part, like I was saying, I don't know where I cut off, but pretty much my backstory was I had to find some sort of career, and I had to do it quickly, and I had to be able to pay some bills. And so when I joined coach, I think I sat in on one of Tiffany's coaching at a glance groups, and I turned it down for 2 weeks because it really didn't make sense to me, and I had no belief in myself whatsoever. And so I turned the offer down for about 2 weeks, and then that's when she showed up in my newsfeed eating Oreos and pizza, and I thought, okay, well, that's perfect because I could never be perfect. So I just jumped on the opportunity, and I even signed up before I even talked to her. She didn't even walk me through how to sign up. Like I literally went to the website and I found her name and I found her coaching ID. Like I literally didn't even go to her and ask how to sign up to be a coach. I just signed and was like, hey, I joined today. And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm a coach on your team. And so from there, pretty much my number one goal was to pay the water bill. Like I wanted to take a bill away from my husband that he did not want to stress out about. And so I joined in January, and right out the gate, pretty much hit Success Club, ran with it every single month, completely just would run with it. And so I guess tonight what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk, and I like to ramble, and I'm very jumpy, but in the midst of it, I'm going to tell you some of the things like trial and error that I have figured out that didn't work, that I was doing incorrectly, or that kind of held my business back. And then I'm going to give you some tips too along the way. So y'all are just going to have to pay attention with me and jump along the lines. So number one, what I did was I felt like I had to hit Success Club all the time. Like, and my business would crumble, or Tiffany wouldn't like me anymore if I didn't hit Success Club. And, just I put every single month, it was like me and Will talked about it a minute ago. I mean, not a minute ago, but like the other day, like if it got to be like August 20th and I had a customer interested and I was already at Success Club 5, I would push that person off for like 10 days. And I would let that be Success Club points for September. Instead of helping that person on August 21st, I would like push her back, and I'd be like, oh no, I've got to hit Success Club. Like I've got to do it. Now, what I do, I couldn't even tell you how many Success Club points I have right now. I don't look at my back office ever, because if I do, I become extremely obsessive. I have no idea who's on auto ship. And this might not be a good thing. I don't know. I don't know who on my team or in my client section has auto ships. I don't count on any of that. I constantly keep moving, keep finding new, keep pushing forward. So number one, stop stressing out. Stop. We're not going to kick you off the team if you're not hitting Success Club. No one cares about Success Club. I hit it for, let's see, how many months? 22 months in a row. Success Club 10, 22 months in a row. And I crumbled the month I did not hit. Crumbled. And when I crumbled, I completely stopped. So here's a little bit about just some bumps in the roads and kind of how I overcame them. Sorry, you teacher people. So started out as a coach, hit the ground running. Success Club was my top priority. Constantly building was my top priority. I got thrown into a push group where a Cabo trip was like dangling over my head. Like, and I was not going to be the only person in that group that did not go to Cabo. So I worked my tail off to get to go to Cabo. I worked, and I hit, Tiffany can tell you, I hit at midnight the night that you could. I literally did, like barely hit by my teeth. So what I did was, and this was a huge thing. So instead of slowing down and figuring out what my team wanted to do, I wanted to go to Cabo, and I was dragging them with me. So I'm just going to use, Susan's not on my team, but I'm looking at her face right now, so I'm just going to call her out. Say Susan's in my downline. What I did was I pressured Susan to hit Emerald. I pressured Susan to, hit these ranks that Susan didn't want to be. So that's where my business kind of began to crumble. I was 8 months into the business, and my husband lost his job completely unexpectedly. And he's the breadwinner of our family. Like, he is who our insurance is for. He is through everything. And it happened a month after I hit Diamond. And the second that happened, I was the breadwinner then, like overnight. And so what I did was I completely put pressure on myself. Like, I have to be successful. I have to get as many commission checks as I can. I have to get my team to do what I'm doing. I have to get 2-star. I have to, I put so much pressure on myself that I completely crumbled to pieces. Around that time, a few months later, Tiffany completely took a back step. So for months, I didn't have an upline. Like I did, she didn't quit, and she always answered my text messages for the most part. But she wasn't working her business. We weren't doing team calls. She wasn't hitting Success Club. She wasn't building the leg that I was on to produce me more volume. So I had not, I was all I had. I had a push partner. I had Susan, and I had these friends that were, get out of this room. I can't get out. I have a kid who just won't leave me alone. He's marching right here behind me. But anyways, so a year into the business, like I said, my husband lost his job and just pretty much knocked the breath out from underneath us. And I made this business my top priority then, because that was pretty much all we had. I had to run with it. I had to make a certain amount of money in order for us to pay the bills and stuff like that. And I couldn't. And somewhere in the midst of that, I started pushing everybody, because I think at that point, what I felt, I think a lot of coaches join and they think it's going to be super easy, and it's not at all. And then secondly, I think a lot of people join and they feel like after 2 months of Success Club, they should be making $800 a week. And it doesn't happen like that at all. So what I did when my husband lost his job, I was averaging like $800 to $1,000 paychecks a week. And I'll get to this in a minute. And just last year, seriously, when I was pregnant, I had a $40 paycheck. Like, my business dropped that much. So I had a team of 56 people, 56. I have a team page right now that I do not operate anymore, and it's got 56 people in it. Out of those 56 people, I have 3 today. Three. And one of them doesn't really do anything. The other 2 just had new babies with me. So they've literally taken a back step. So what I did was I pushed 56 people to quit. 56, y'all. So all of you are sitting here right now and you have a team of 3 or 4 or whatever, and you feel like there's no end in sight or anything like that. Like, when I tell you I hit rock bottom, like, that was it. Like, $40 paycheck. And I can remember laughing at it. And right now I'm like, hell, I'll take $40, And so at that point, I can remember when I made those $40, and Susan Spitzer can vouch for it. Like, I literally messaged her, and all I did was, this is why I made $40. Like, God, it sucks. Like, Beachbody, there's no end in sight. Like, there's just no Success Club points. It's stupid hard. Like, Tiffany quit. Like, what am I going to do? There's no team calls. There's no leadership. Like, oh my gosh. I put the blame on every single person, everybody. And I probably even blamed Susan. She don't know it. I don't remember, but I probably did. Like, oh my gosh, Susan's not pushing me at all. Like, my team's not showing up. My team's not hitting Success Club. Like, I literally put the blame on everybody except for me. 100%. Guess who wasn't showing up? Jessie wasn't. Guess who wasn't hosting team calls anymore? Jessie wasn't. Guess who wasn't looking for coaches? Jessie. Guess who wasn't being vulnerable? Jessie. Like, instead of me realizing that the problem was me, I looked for the problem for everybody else completely. Like, I was mad at Tiffany. Like, I was mad at Tiffany because her daughter was abused and she took a step back. Like, who does that? So I literally just hit rock bottom, like completely rock bottom. I can remember that I don't even know. Like, I can remember sitting in my, in my kids' school line and like just in disbelief. I can remember telling my husband, like, this is a waste of my time and it is a complete waste of my money. Like, I called $15 a waste of my money. And I stopped showing recognition for my team. I stopped doing everything for my team. I stopped sending gifts. I stopped hosting calls. I stopped plugging into my team group because I wasn't going to invest in people who wasn't invested in my business. If she didn't want to be a diamond, then that's fine. I was just going to let her do whatever. I didn't care if she had a bad day or not. I wasn't going to reach out to her. Maybe her and her spouse were fighting. I didn't care. She wasn't making me any money. Like, this was the attitude I had. Like, it was like a light switch flipped. Like, when I signed up to coach, I was the most excited person in the entire world. Like, I legitimately just wanted to pay the water bill. And the second I got a taste of what a high paycheck was and what a team of 50-something people could do, like, I became this person I hated completely. And everyone else hated too. And no one just told me. So then I got pregnant. So not only did I have no business whatsoever, pretty much had no working coaches, none hitting Success Club, none. I went from diamond to coach, not even emerald, you guys. I added my husband. I added my brother-in-law to hold me status, to try and hold me status. That was the funny part. Didn't work because what does Summer Tucker say? Like, discount coaches won't get you there. You have to have working coaches. And you have to take time with those coaches. But you also have to work with them where they're at. So I was pregnant. And I don't know if any of you on here are pregnant. But it's really, really, really hard to have a fitness business when you're pregnant. Because you eat junk, because that's what you crave. You're exhausted, so some days you don't work out. And Christy Borders actually helped me during that time because I reached out to her because I thought she was perfect when she was pregnant. Thought she showed up every day and worked out perfectly, and I thought she ate perfectly, and it turns out she really likes Snickers, and she, what was her words? Fake it till you make it, girl. And those days I didn't want to work out, I at least dropped down and did a video and pretended like I did. And that's what saved me during my workout. Like, I didn't show up for 9 months every day because I was exhausted. And I was 65 pounds heavier with June. Like, so that's what I did. I just kind of did my own thing. But what I did was I just took a back seat. I just stopped. Like, I told myself that I couldn't add a team of coaches in the place where I was at because I was extremely negative. I wasn't attracting anybody whatsoever. And Tiffany always says, you're just really good at social media. You just are great at attracting people to you. But what I was doing was I was attracting people who wouldn't work the business. I was attracting people who, was super negative. And that's because that's what I was. And not everybody is negative whatsoever, but in the point where my business just hit rock bottom, that's what I attracted what I was. So June was born, and this will be super vulnerable, and I don't even know if she's on here right now. But so back before my business crumbled, you couldn't have paid me $1 million to put someone in my challenge group that had already bought the program if they didn't change me as a coach. How many people make someone change? Like, if you find a client who already has the program from somebody, how many people on here, show me your hand, has made them call and change you as your coach before letting them in a challenge group? Anybody else? I only saw 2 hands up. So I used to do that. I wasn't fixing to invest my time in Tiffany unless Tiffany called that number and made me a coach. Because here in my mind, I'm not making any money off of Tiffany. She's not going in my group. And so I'm not sure if she's on here or not, and she doesn't know this, and I'll probably cry telling this, but Julia, she's a new coach of mine. She's a powerhouse coach. And she is the one, and doesn't even know it, but she literally like slapped the breath out of me. I met her when I was pregnant. No, I met her when she was pregnant. And I was had a new baby. And I had a new baby, and I was trying to figure out, me and my husband were sitting here, and I said, I just want to quit. Like, I have no team. I had 50 people, 56. Who scares off 56 people? How bad do you have to be? I had nobody. I went from making good money to nothing, and I didn't care about the business anymore at all. And I met this girl named Julia, and she messaged me and she said, I noticed that you're a Beachbody coach. Do you drink Shakeology and breastfeed? And I just literally said, yeah, I do. I haven't in a long time, but it's perfectly safe. You know, June has a dairy intolerance, so I'm kind of iffy about it. Because I just talked to the girl. It's literally all I did. So she wrote back, you know, I used to be a coach. I'm not anymore. And I said, really? So anyways, we went on conversation. She asked to be my challenge group. And I paused and I thought, I mean, I have nothing to lose. Nothing. I don't care if she adds me as a coach or not, because if she does, I'm probably just going to scare her off anyways. So I added this girl to my challenge group that just followed me. And she told me, I said, you used to be a coach. Why aren't you a coach anymore? And she said, and I don't know if she wants me to tell you this or not, but she said the words, I was a coach when I got pregnant. And when I got pregnant, I decided to take a back seat on my business. And my coach told me that that was just an excuse, that I was using pregnancy as an excuse not to be successful. And I just needed someone, like I felt like it was really rude. Like I just wanted her to love me where I was at, and she didn't. And I thought, oh, great. So I had about 8 coaches that got pregnant when my business fell through, and I was pushing them to diamond when they were, you know, sick or going through infertility treatments or, you know, had been trying to have a baby for years. And instead of me like asking them how their day was or, you know, have you been sick today? Is there something that you can, like, no. Instead I was like, why aren't you in the Success Club? Like I literally turned into this person that you never want to be ever in this business. So Julia slapped me. Sorry, I had a call. Julia pretty much slapped me across the face and didn't even know it. So right then and there, I added her to my group, and she was one of the most amazing clients. And once I got to know her, like I kept asking her questions, and she made me realize what I wanted to be as a coach. And it took me 2 years to figure it out, literally 2. And it just took this one girl who I invested my time with, who, you know, was nothing to me. I mean, you know, she wasn't on my team. Like I literally just spoke to her. So in the midst of everything that's happening, like me being pregnant, me trying to keep my business alive and everything like that, like every time I do a recognition nowadays, or the other day when I added a coach, every single time, ask Tiffany, if I recognize a coach on the Team Inspire page, someone instantly messages me, you're killing it. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I think that's why Tiffany wanted me to get on this call and talk and tell you what I'm doing. So number 1, and Tiffany is going to love it when I say this, probably. Love it. She's probably going to laugh. So how many people are on here? And hold your hand up until I'm done scrolling through, because I'm scrolling through. Hold your hand up if you read or listened to personal development today. Hold your hand up until I'm done. Keep holding. I'm almost done. Okay, I'm to the people who didn't show their face. Okay, so Tiffany breathes personal development down my back. And you know what? I didn't have time for it. I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to listen to it. I'm not going to retain it. And you know what, guys? You cannot. Our business, 110% is filling up other people's cup. Our clients come to us because they're not happy with themselves. They hate themselves. They're insecure with their marriage. They don't want their husband to see them naked. They're postpartum, so they're like struggling motherhood. Like they're rock bottom, y'all. And guess what? When you have a bad day and your cup's not full, you damn sure can't fill theirs. I'm sorry, you can't. And it took me the longest to figure this out. 2 years. 2 years of Tiffany asking me, you make personal development books I have bought and have never opened. Do you even want Will Blackard to come in here and vent about it? Like, he finally told me, stop buying them. You're not reading them. Stop. And I didn't. And guess what I was? I was the coach who drug my people to the top, or tried. I was the coach that never even stopped long enough to see how one was doing. I was the coach that just couldn't fill anybody's cup because mine was empty. So you have got to do personal development. I don't care what kind of day you're having. Everyone gets in a funk with this business. Everyone has a bad day, but your clients, your coaches are empty. They're looking for something. 110%. No one comes to you and is like, Tiffany, can I be in your challenge group? I already have this rockin' hot body. I mean, I'm just here to have a good time. Like, no, they're there because I have stretch marks and I hate the way my belly button looks because after I just had 4 babies. Or, you know, like they are there for a reason. And you've got to be the one that makes them feel like they're worth it. That's your job as a coach, to fill their cup so that they hang around. And hopefully that their cup being full will eventually get somebody else's. So if you're not reading it or you have it today, you need to do it before bedtime because you're probably negative. And I'm just being honest because that was me. When I wasn't listening to it and I wasn't reading it, I was super negative. My team quit, you guys, 50 people. Don't make the same mistake as me. I'm telling you now. Tiffany tells you, I thought she was stupid too. It was a waste of my time. And I'm telling you, I can't fill anybody's cup when mine's empty, period. And you can't either. And our job is to wake up every day filling as many cups as possible. That's it. That's what our job is. So you need to do it. I'm hooked on Pep Talk. So get it. It's an app. Upgrade if you have to for $7. You can afford it. You're a Beachbody coach. Pep Talk, if you don't have time to read, repeat it over and over. I cook supper and I listen to it over and over and over. Grant even listens to it. Like, get it in your ears. So that's my rant on Pep Talk. And Tiffany probably loves that. Number 2, Gary Vaynerchuk taught me this one last year. Everyone listen up. Everyone. Because there is a fine balance. Every single problem in your business right now, every one of them that you're having, every single one of them. If your challenge group is too quiet, this will fix it. If your team's not working, this will fix it. I don't care. Any problem you're having right now can be solved from adding new people. Constantly adding new people. So if you're upset because you're not hitting emerald, if you're upset because you're not hitting diamond, what are you doing to hit those things? So last week, and Tiffany can vouch for this, last week sometime I dropped down to ruby. And I didn't know it because I don't look at my back office because it stresses me out. And I sat there and I looked at Tiffany and I said, crap, I dropped down to ruby. You know what? I'm tired of being ruby, so I think I'm going to be diamond next week. And she said, okay, I think you should be. So here on Thursday, I'm rolling around and Tiffany sends me some kind of message. And I looked at her and I said, oh, speaking of you, I don't know if I hit diamond or not yet. Let me see if I did. And sure enough, in my back office said the words diamond. And I added 4 coaches in that 1 week. 4. I've added a total of 10 for the month of July. So what I did after I told Tiffany that, I instantly, every single night, you can ask Will Blackard what I do. I nurse June until she falls asleep. That's starting at 9 o'clock. I nurse her. She falls asleep. I swaddle her. I lay her down. I sit in that bed, you guys, till 11:30 or 12 o'clock at night doing reach outs. Conversations, reach outs, everything like that. So if you're wondering why your business isn't successful, honestly, how much time are you putting into it? Because here's the deal. I can't come to your house and make you do some follow-ups. I can't come to your house and make you come over that fear of just talking to somebody. This business is nothing but relationships. Nothing. If you want to hit diamond on Thursday, you damn well can do it. But you have got to just get over your fear. Got to. You've got to stop blaming Tiffany. It's not Tiffany's fault you're not diamond. If you're not. If you're blaming Tiffany, it's not hers. You have got, yes, Susan, like a comfort zone in this business should not exist. Like when you sign up to be a Beachbody coach, you might as well take that comfort zone and just throw that shit out the window because you're going to live out of it for the rest of your life. 100%. Like you have just got to. But the thing about it is, like, no one wants to talk about the junk. No one. I didn't want to sit on this call and tell everybody, you know what? My husband lost a job, a really good job. You know what? I didn't realize what a crappy coach I was until Julia, someone who wasn't even on my team, just said these words like, and it struck me like, that's the coach I am. Like that's why my team quit. Like, no one wants that. No one wants, the hardest thing for me, like the other day I did a workout video clip and I was wearing a sports bra and my postpartum gut did not look good. And I didn't want to post the video. Like I didn't want to. But you know what? My business is built on postpartum mamas. You know that? I tracked what I am. I am scatterbrained. I have to pause to wipe butts. That's just what I do. And if I don't show that, these people aren't going to come to me at all because they're going to think I'm perfect. My business, I attract people who have anxiety and I fight it off with fitness and nutrition and I teach people to do that. But if I don't share that, no one's going to come with me that has that. So you have to get over this fear that who cares what people think, who cares? 3 months into my business, 3 months, I caught my sister who should support me in every decision I make. She was physically videoing me and Snapchatting me to people and making fun of me and laughing. And I wanted to quit because of it. Easily wanted to quit. I had a full-fledged Facebook status written about me, guys. And this girl tore me apart. She ate me alive. She told me the clothes I wore in my workout was disrespectful for my husband. She told me that I had lost so much weight, I looked like I was 80 years old. Like, I cried in the bathtub over someone's Facebook status, and I wanted to quit coaching. So, I don't know how much time I have left. Tiffany's probably like, hurry the hell up. But my best advice is, first thing you should do every morning if you plan to work this business, first thing, tune into Pep Talk. Do your personal development. If you're wondering why you're not a status that you want to be today, if you're wondering why you're not at Success Club, are you really jumping out of your comfort zone? Are you really posting? I know that my team uses a tracker. I think Tiffany does too. I'm not really sure. But it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, that is what I have done to be successful. There is no secret that I'm holding that anybody needs to know, how do you get 10 people in a month? It's because I'm up every night at 11 o'clock doing reach outs, while most of you are probably watching Netflix. I don't have Netflix because I would rather not have Netflix because I want to eventually retire my husband. I want to eventually pay off the rest of my debt, all this kind of stuff. So you cannot push blame on people for where your business is at. Meet them where they're at. If you have a team, love them. Like, don't ask them, ask them what goals they have. And you know what? If their goal isn't to hit 2-star, then stop dragging them to 2-star. They don't have to be 2-star. It is perfectly fine for someone to just like Shakeology. It is perfectly fine for someone to just want to sign up their best friend. It is perfectly fine. But if your goal is to hit 2-star, then don't count on that coach that just wants the discount. Don't count on that coach that just signed up their sister just for fun. Like, your problem can be solved by adding new people, not by pushing away people who could be your best friends. So meet people where they're at completely, whether they want to be 2-star or whether they just want to be a discount coach. But if your goal is to be something other than a discount coach, then keep moving on. Keep moving on. Like, my favorite thing, and I'm going to say this because it's drives me crazy. If I'm talking to someone and they're like, by the end of the week, if my 3 people check out, then I'll be at Success Club. Jessie doesn't count on Success Club until Jessie is at Success Club. So I take those 3 people and I do 3 more invites. And then I send out 3 more messages and I do 3 more every single day of my life, every single day, because that's where I want to be in my life. And that's me. And this is coming from someone who 7 months, just literally could have walked away and never missed a beat of Beachbody. Never one. And here I am, back up to where I once was, just showing up. So if I can do it, anybody else can. But you have got to fill your own cup. You've got to figure out what your team wants to be and just help them do that. If you have a coach that just wants to be Emerald, or just wants to help a sister or a friend once a month, or just wants to cover Shakeology, that's it. Teach them how to do that. Don't teach them how to be 2-star. It's overwhelming. That's pushing them. Just teach them what to do, what they want to do. Constantly add new people. Constantly. Like, just keep moving. And just vital behaviors. That's all I do. If you're upset tonight, if you want to hit a goal by Thursday, like, stay up till 11 o'clock tonight. My business, my first year was built in the bathtub, 110%. And now it's built laying in the bed by June. Every single night. Every one of them. Will said, speaking of that, my team call right now is with June. Come here. Tiffany, what did I miss? Did I miss anything? My bullet points are on my phone that I'm having to use now. Hi.
No, I wanted to, like, part of me just wanted to say, okay, that was enough, like, end of story. But I wrote down a couple of things that I loved that you talked about. Number one, you saw yourself. Like, I think a lot of times we all get in a funk in this business. I have had probably more than all of you because I've been in the business longer than all of you. Everybody has funks. The difference is Jessie got herself out. She wasn't waiting for me to get her out. I told her today, I didn't get you out of your funk because, truthfully, I taught and teach people all the stuff she just taught you. I taught her all of that from the very beginning. But I knew at some point you have to learn on your own. It's kind of like having kids. Like, you can teach your kids and teach your kids and teach your kids, but we all have to learn on our own. And a lot of it is going to be through personal experience and tripping and falling. But Jessie saw herself eventually, and it took Julia, right? Like, saying something that hurt, like, hit her in the heart of like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been doing wrong. It took that for her to see herself and then to make a change. Her change was not like, I became an expert in, I went to Chalene Johnson's Smart Success, or I went to, this academy or this like event, or I read this book. It was like her getting back to the basics of what we all know. Well, we all know this business is like so simple. It's almost painful because people don't do the very basics. What'd you say?
I'm cutting you off real quick because you made me think of something I'm going to forget about.
Oh, yeah, go.
Everybody's talking. Okay, so one thing at Summit, and this was a huge takeaway for me and like an eye-opener for me. So I think it was Spittin' Funky, Danielle, or whatever her name is. She walked out on stage and she said, everyone get a pen and paper and write down these 3 words. And she wrote down opportunity. And anyone have a notebook right now? Write it down. Opportunity. Under that, products. And under that, write myself. And on a scale 1 to 10, rate your belief in that. So if you believe in these products, they work, you've lost weight, you've seen it, like, is that a 10? Like, the opportunity, if you've had success coaching, you love it, that kind of stuff. Like, what number do you put down for that? And then, like, for yourself, do you think that you can be successful in this or not? And mine was a 10, 10, and a 2 for myself. A 2. Like, here I am killing myself, loving these products in this business, and I didn't think that I could do it. Like, I literally put a 2 for myself. And that needs to be a 10, totally. What is it, Will? You change your mind, you change your life. What was it the other day? Yeah, our personal development yesterday was you change your mind, you change your entire life. Like, I'm here and I'm showing up every day because that's what I did. And personal development, pretty much, that's the only thing that's going to make you believe in yourself, honestly.
It's so true. The other thing I told her the other day, when she was like, I'm going to get back to Diamond. And I was like, awesome. I don't care what her rank is, but I just don't. I can't care about that. I've learned you can't care about what your team does in so many ways because you'll drag them. And it's not, I've done that. I've made all the same mistakes she did. So I just learned them a couple of years before her. But I love that she woke up Thursday morning, we were texting about something else, and she was like, oh, I should go see if I hit Diamond. And I was like, boom, you didn't even know if you hit the goal, but she was focused on what instead? Behavior. She was focused on talking to people and adding people as coaches and signing people up and getting new customers. She didn't sit there and check her back office every 5 minutes like, oh my gosh, does it say Diamond yet? And did this person sign up yet? And are they a coach yet? No, she offered the opportunity, started more conversations and didn't even know if she hit her goal. That is how you reach your goals. Not by sitting there saying, well, I want to be diamond, and then checking your back office every 5 minutes or every week and wondering why you're not diamond. How many people have you talked to? How many people have you invited? Right? Not sitting there staring at your comment about like, if these 3 people check out, then no. Like you, awesome. They have their stuff. If they check out, great. It's a bonus. You go talk to more people. So I just love that you saw yourself and you realized that you were the change you needed to make. You guys are the change you need to make. It's not your upline, because there's people in here I didn't sponsor. So it's not my fault, but it's also not Susan's fault. It's not Jessie's fault. It's not Christy Broder's fault. It's not Kelly's fault. It's not Denise's fault. It's nobody else's fault. Nobody else is responsible for your success except for you. Nobody. No, it's nobody's job to build your business. It's nobody's job to build your business. It's your job. My upline quit 3 years ago. She hasn't added a single coach to my organization in over 3 years. Do I harbor her feelings? No, that's her choice. It's her business.
What does it say? Someone else can't make your dreams for you. What is that saying? Summer says it all the time.
Yeah. No, it's not anybody else's responsibility to show up for your dream.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's perfect. So the other thing I wanted to say that's with what you said, Jessie, is if you give people what they want, you will naturally get what you want. If you give people what they want, you will naturally get more of what you want. So meeting people where they're at. What are your challengers' goals? What are the goals of the people on your team? Even if it's one person, if that person's goal is to sit at a coach and be a discount coach, love them for being that, like honor them for being that, and move forward. Do not try to drag people and make them show up for your dream. On your team, in your upline, wherever people are, it's not their job, it's yours. Does anybody have any questions? I feel like maybe we should ask if anybody has questions for Jessie. Clearly she didn't have secret. She didn't have some magical thing she did that helped her get back to diamond and back getting her paycheck. I'm assuming you make more than $40 a paycheck now. Yes. So does anybody have any questions? Okay. Thank you so much for sharing. I love your heart and your passion and your grit, and to stick it out and to figure it out. It's been awesome to watch and observe on my end. And I love everything I said to you years ago that you're like, you're gonna kill me for saying that. She's gonna laugh at me. I'm like,
Did I say the last one?
no, I don't laugh. It's how it works. You know?
Did I say last tip? Work with them. Willing.
That was the other thing I was saying. Work with the willing. Don't drag the people who don't want it. And she was so mad at me for saying that. Like, so angry. And now she says the same thing. So that's okay. It doesn't make me mad at all. Okay, you guys, I hope you have a good night. Watch for a post tomorrow. We have some training we just got from Summer Tucker that I've shared with Jessie and a couple of coaches already. Sorry, it's like super loud. I don't know if June is touching something. Oh, it was June. If you feel like you need more training, which I personally believe we're overtrained, we have too much training to read and look at and not enough doing. I think I said that to Jessie the other day. We have too much training and not enough doing. But we do have some updated stuff that Summer Tucker shared with our team and that Ashlyn has shared with our team that Tyler and I have been updating the team Google Doc to share with you guys, including a really good tracker to track your behavior that I went and had. Tyler actually went and made 52 copies for me personally to track my behaviors, because I'm telling you, almost 6 years into the business, when I'm not doing the behaviors, my business does not grow. When I'm doing the behaviors, it grows. And they're the same behaviors that we have taught every single one of you. So we're going to be sharing that tomorrow. I planned on it today, but we weren't quite ready yet. So anyway, I hope you guys have a good night, and thanks for jumping on. And thank you, Jessie, for your time. And thank you for bringing June. Okay, you guys, have a good night.
Bye. Say bye.